UFC Fight Dogs. We're back, man. Another week. Big old week ahead of us, man. UFC 274 coming. Pay-per-view event. 2 title fights on there. 15 fights on there, man. But we just had a banger last week, too, man. Can't forget that, man. That was the Rob Font and Cheeto Vera fight. What's up, Brad? How you doing, man?
What's up, my man? I am doing good. It's a little gloomy today in Denver, which is rare. So it's a little some weird vibes, but overall, I'm doing well. How are you doing today?
Good, man. Sunny out here in California right now. Like to do that timestamp, 4 p.m., sun shining, about 88 degrees outside. Can't complain.
Sounds nice.
How'd you do last week, man?
Yeah, last week was a good card. I hit my best bet, which was good. I took the Gatto versus GM3, took the over 2.5 rounds, so I was pumped to see that go over. My dog was Tristan Conley. You got that one right. All right, I'll give you that one. The damage did end up taking the win. Marlon Vera, I had Rob Font personally, but that boy Marlon looked good as hell. Destroyed Rob Font. Rob just didn't have too much power at the end of those punches, and then by the end of the fight, Marlon was just taking off. And I don't know how you felt. I was pretty pissed, but I thought Jay Collier won that fight easily. I lost a unit on that, so that was a little disappointing. But all around, good night of fights.
Man, good night of fights, man. Can't complain, man. I'll start off with me, man. I went 0-3 on my show picks, lost best bet, lost my favorite dog, and I lost the lottery pick parlay. Wasn't a great night on the premiums, went 1-2. I had Grant Dawson at a low price money line. Then I had Rob Font as well. But then I also had a Johan Lionese, so I had underdog money on there. Yeah, it didn't go the way that I wanted. That underdog play, Johan Lionese was winning the fight, had him knocked down and everything. And then he just gassed out in the second round. So not too mad about that pick at all. Same thing on the Rob Font. I mean, he was winning in those rounds. He actually got knocked down, I think, 2 or 3 times in that fight. In those rounds that he got knocked down, he was actually winning them, though. So, I mean, it is what it is. It happens sometimes. But, hey, man, if you're going to lose the bet, at least it was worth the fights that you got entertained with, right?
For real. Hey, and we were hot too. We had to come down at some point. It's all good. The heaters don't last forever, but we got a big card here, and I feel like there's a lot of money to get back at. So I'm definitely pumped.
Hell yeah, man. UFC 274 coming up, man. Where? Phoenix, Arizona. Bringing it out to Cali. Why not? Gonna have a lot of names on this card you guys probably aren't gonna be familiar with. We're not gonna break down every fight, but we're gonna give you some of the spots that we like on the prelims, talk about that for a minute, then go over the main card and hammer it for you guys to get some cash. But before that, though, man, let me go over some of the fights that's on there, man. And I'll give you just a real quick on my lean and entertain the thought of the fight real quick. Journey Newsom making his comeback on Fernie Garcia coming in, making his debut. Journey Newsom opened up as an underdog at a plus 140. Money's coming in on him now. He's all the way down to a plus 120. I actually like Journey Newsom in that fight. Lupita Goodness coming in, fighting on Alina Karolosi. That one's going to be taking place. Lupita Goodness is, I want to say, a minus 145 favorite as well. I like her in that fight. She's one of those fighters that pretty much just goes for the takedowns relentlessly. Next fight on the card, Clayton Rodriguez versus CJ Vergara. That fight, man, I've been waiting on this kid. Clayton Rodriguez, he made his debut on a Contender Series a couple of months back. He was supposed to have a fight 2 months ago. Something happened to the opponent, and he had to pull out. Man, that kid, he has a phenomenal striking. He opened up at a minus 260 favorite, didn't stay that low for that long. Now he's all the way up to a minus 320. Then you got Tracy Cortez versus Melissa Gatto. Then you got Andre Fiallo versus Cameron Van Camp. Andre Fiallo, Brad, didn't we just see your boy Andre like 2 weeks ago fight?
That name sounds familiar. I think so, yeah.
Man, then we got big boys coming up too, man. You got Blagoy Ivanov taking on Marcos Regueiro Dilemma. And you got your boy Matt Schnell, who we ain't seen in forever, taking on Brandon Royval, the Raw Dog. That's going to be an entertaining fight, man, on the prelims. And then you got Macy Chiasson versus Norma Dumont, Francisco Trinaldo versus Hot Chocolate Danny Roberts, Randy Brown versus Chaos Williams, In the main card, you got Joe Lauzon taking on Cowboy Cerrone, St. Preux versus Shogun Rua, Tony Ferguson versus Mike Chandler, Rose Namajunas versus Carla Esparza for the belt, and then Charles Oliveira and Justin Gaethje for the belt. God damn, man. In other words, we got some fights and we got some time. So, man, Brad, what's one of the fights you want to go over on the prelims to start it off?
Yeah, let's start off with the ladies. Tracy Cortez versus Melissa Gatto. I got a nice little play here. And I could kick this one off. Both these ladies, two solid fighters, both are undefeated in their time at the UFC. Neither of these girls, they're not going to blow you away on the feet, but both have good ground game. Tracy Cortez, I would say, is more of a wrestler. She could get the fight to the ground. But the thing about Gatto is, she's a good submission artist, has good jiu-jitsu. So, look, man, this is an interesting fight. I think Tracy Cortez is going to be able to get Gatto on the ground at some points, but when it comes to betting this fight, I think the value lies with the underdog here. I'm liking Melissa Gatto plus the 135 or however much you could get it at. I just think her ground game is too dangerous. And if Tracy Cortez's game plan is to get this fight to the ground, she's going to be in danger the whole fight. So I like Melissa Gatto plus the 135. I can see this fight going either way, but I think the value lies here with the underdog.
Got it, man. Yeah. When you talk about this fight right here, this is one of those fights to where whoever wins, they're definitely going to get like some push in that division. They're definitely going to probably get a ranked opponent, might even get a number after this win. Tracy Cortez coming in. I want to say she's on a 3-fight win streak in the UFC, looking good ever since her debut series in the Contender Series, where she beat Maria Agapova. After that, wins over Vanessa Mello, Stephanie Egger, Justin Keesh. So she has what it takes, man. She comes out of fight ready. That's one of the better MMA camps out there in Arizona. So she's going to be fighting in her backyard. She's relentless with the wrestling. She goes for the single leg. She's good with the double leg takedowns. She's not the best striker. Neither is Melissa Gatto. But the one thing that she does have, she has that wrestling in her back pocket. She has it, and she's dating. Actually, she's engaged to Brian Ortega, so that's actually more eyes on her training, that she has now, because you got to believe it, like if you're dating an undefeated fighter in the UFC that's undefeated, you don't want to get that first loss. So, as a boyfriend, you're probably more invested into her fights a little bit more than you are for yours. Cause hey, me, I can handle mine. I need to make sure she can handle hers and get her wins though, so now she got a different set of eyes on her, even helping her when she's just at the house, not even thinking about nothing. When she's watching TV and cartoons, he's over putting other things in her head. Like, hey man, when she's doing this, she's probably going to be trying to get your neck down here. He practices jiu-jitsu as well. If you can't tell, give me some Tracy Cortez minus 170. That's where the money's at, right? Nope, I'm waiting though, because the money's coming in on Gatto. Everybody I know is on Gatto. I'm gonna wait till that line goes down. Same thing I did to her when she fought Stephanie Edgar. She came out at a minus 230, played her at that, didn't hesitate. Played her again when she got lowered to a minus 145. Double up. Give me some Tracy Cortez. I've been backing this girl from 2019. Why would I stop now? So, hey, Tracy Cortez for the win. Let's keep this thing going, Brad. Who we got next?
All right, hey, we'll see about that. I like that analysis though. But let's go. Randy Brown versus Chaos Williams. Another fun fight we have here. Randy Brown, he's had a good career in the UFC, and it's tough. But it's tough for me to get a read on him. He's beat the guys that he should beat. Lost to some tough guys though. He's lost to Luke, Bilal Muhammad, and I think this is the right test for him. We'll really see what Randy Brown is about against Chaos Williams. Because when it comes to Chaos Williams, he came on the scene hot. He was knocking people out. He did take that loss to, I think it was Michelle Pereira, I think it was. But now, he's looked good in his last two fights. So, this is another tough fight for me to pick. But I'm leaning Chaos Williams here. I just think he has too much power. Randy Brown will have the advantage in the grappling sector, but I feel like Chaos Williams is just a tank. Like, he's a strong dude. And if Randy Brown tries to take him down, I think Chaos Williams' strength is going to be able to keep him up, as well as if Randy Brown is shooting for a takedown and shoots for a lot of takedowns, I think there's a good chance that Chaos Williams could catch him. So I'm going Chaos Williams money line. I think you could get it at, I think the last time I saw it was like minus 120 or something. So the odds are very close. So I love those odds with Chaos Williams winning here.
Yeah, man, this one right here, fight of the night potential. It's just I'm just so hard pressed because this would be on the main card on any other fight that didn't have these heavy hitters on there. Taking place in the welterweight division right now. Chaos Williams versus Randy Brown. Don't mind what it says right there, people. We got you right here. But man, Chaos Williams has some of the most explosive hands out there. He's known as the Ox Killer, the Ox Boxer. He has this saying, don't sleep on me, because if you sleep on me, you're going to get put to sleep, Just knocked out Miguel Baeza, real impressive with that one. Randy Brown, on the other hand, is kind of putting it all together right now in his career. He's one of those guys that he's not good. He's not great at one thing, but he's a little bit good at everything. Long fighter, likes to use that jab sometimes, doubles up, reminds you of a Neil Magny out there. But he can go for those takedowns. And if he is successful, with those takedowns, I can see him maybe being able to pull off the win here. When we talk about the betting line, Chaos Williams opened up a -145. Since then, man, money's been coming in. Now Randy Brown is a -105, pretty much just a pick 'em. So, a lot of people are seeing that Randy Brown is a live dog right here. I'm gonna be going on the other side on this one. Give me some Randy Brown, man. I'm getting down with Randy Brown on here. I'm probably going to be betting this one just because I actually got him a little bit earlier when it was plus money. I got him at plus 110, put a little bit of money on it because what I like to do is I like to play the market right when the fight comes out, see where the line goes, and then see, okay, did I get it at the right time or should I, double up a little bit later when it's at a better price? So I'm going to probably be playing Randy Brown in here. One prop I will be looking for round 3 to stop. I know it's going to be at plus money because a lot of people think that Chaos Williams has that one-hitter quitter type knockout power. So I'm going to be looking for round 3 to start and Randy Brown in this fight, man.
Hey, there you go. I mean, first 2 fights were on different sides here. So it's good that people are getting different analysis. Hey, let's keep going with it. Next fight we got a banger in this one. I mean, 2 legends, Donald Cowboy Cerrone and Joe Lauzon. I mean, I'm happy to see Cowboy back. I mean, look, both these guys are past their primes, but have been legends in this game. Are both 2 just badasses. Cowboy in his last 6 fights is 0-5 in a no contest. So that's tough to see. But Joe Lauzon, on the other hand, he's 2-4 in his last 6 fights, is coming off a win. But both these fighters' last wins were in 2019. So I love this matchup for both these guys. This is kind of a fun fight to keep them active, get them paid. So, yeah, man, but it's a tough one for me because I just don't trust either of these guys. Like I said, last win for both these guys was in 2019. We see a layoff for both these guys, so it's hard for me to pick a winner. The fact that Cowboy is cutting the lightweight, that is a big cut for him. He will be the bigger fighter in this fight, but man, I'm going to go this over 2.5 rounds at plus 135. Like I said, I just don't trust either of these guys to win the fight. So I'm personally going to stay away from this one. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to watch it. But when it comes to a betting perspective, I personally just would stay away just because I just don't know what we're going to get from these guys. But if I was to bet, give me the over 2.5 rounds at plus 135. I wouldn't bet your house on that one. Let me tell you what. But yeah, I'm gonna give that one a try there.
Man, I feel it, man. Like you said, 2 legends in the game. Donald Cowboy Cerrone, 36 wins, 16 losses, no draws. Add up those fights right there. Whew. That's a lot right there. You're looking like damn near 50 or something like that. Then you got Joe Lauzon on the other hand. You got 28 wins, 15 losses right there. No draws. Last time you seen Joe Lauzon in the ring was like 2 years ago. Thought he was going to quit. Thought he was going to retire. Shit, you could look at the Cowboy and say the same thing. Thought he could quit. Thought he should retire 2 years ago. Kept fighting. Who got the wins, though, within the last 2-3 years? Unfortunately, Joe Lauzon does. And you want to know something that's bad about that? He hasn't fought in 2 years. You're looking at Cowboy Cerrone, hasn't tasted a win since, Donald Trump was in rap videos all the way back then. You know what I mean? It was a long time ago, So, in other words, right now, like, I don't know how you guys can trust any fighter out here. To give you guys the lines that I at now, Cowboys at a -180. That's not a slight favorite. That's a big favorite. The comebacks on Lauzon at a plus 150. You want to know what I did? I played Lauzon way earlier, man. Cowboy opened up a minus 300 favorite. I don't agree with that at all. I took a little stab on Joe Lauzon plus 200. As I see right now, can't trust any fighter. You're going with the over 2.5. It could definitely get there. But I'm going with fight not to go the distance on there, man. Joe Lauzon, he's one of those fighters in the first round. He's going to give it all he got. He's not going to probably be there for the later rounds. And if he is, he's not going to be able to put out that same output that he did. Cowboy Cerrone, slow fighter, usually takes the first round off in all of his fights. All of his fights, doesn't fight till later on, kind of like Pacquiao when he boxes and stuff like that. So if Cowboy could survive the first round, he might be live. But no, my eyes don't deceive me. And I didn't see this man time and time again just coming to the ring, taking a loss, coming in for a paycheck. Seen him fight live versus Robbie Lawler way back then. He was actually decent since then. Since then, moved up and down different weight classes, trying to find wins, trying to compete. Had a child, he's rebirthed, rejuvenated, got 2 wins, right? Oh, I'm fighting for my son now, no, right? What happened after that? Loss. Another thing I don't like, his son is here to watch him fight. At the press conference already, your man Cowboy's tearing up and crying already, bro. Crying at the press conference right now today, Wednesday. He's like, my son's here to see me fight, man. It really, when you're going into a fight like that, you lost already. I'm sorry, man. Give me some Joe Lauzon right here. I'm not gonna make it a premium play or anything like that. But if you guys want some dog money out here, man, I wouldn't mind taking a little stab with Joe Lauzon, and I'm on the fight not to go the distance. So we'll see.
Hey, there we go. Yeah, I mean, Cowboy, when he gets in big spots, we've seen him kind of, the nerves get to him, the fights get to him. So I mean, look, he's not like a main event or anything, but this is his fight back after a little layoff. So yeah, I mean, he's kind of a head case, still a badass, but the fight definitely does get to him at some points.
So, it's one of those to where it's like you question and you say, why is this on the main card? Let alone like, why is this on like one of the better cards of the year, And it's like, these guys shouldn't be like on the main card of a card like this, like we got to pay some respect to them and all, but god damn, man, that's it has to be something in their contract to where, I know certain fighters have it like that, to where it's like, hey man, if I'm gonna fight, I got to fight on a pay-per-view or something like that. So I'm pretty sure Cowboy has that itch in his contract to where it's like, hey, I'm not no prelim fighter out there. So, if I ain't getting paid for a 5-round fight, I need to at least be on the main card or something like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that. I mean, Cowboy, it does seem like he had, I don't remember the last time he was on a prelim or anything like that. So probably is something in his contract. Either way, though, I'm excited to watch it, two legends.
Yep, it's going to be a banger, bro. It's going to be a banger. Tune in.
All right, let's move on, though. Next fight we got Shogun Rua versus OSP. This is another good fight. Another fight with 2 older gentlemen here. These guys fought back in 2014, where OSP did get the win. But both of these fighters are at very different points of their career. Shogun, back in the day, he was the man. He was a legend. Kind of fell off. Had an up and down career later in his career in the UFC. But I just don't see how this fight goes well for Shogun. I see OSP being able to stick outside, land some good leg kicks. He has a very strong kick game. So I don't know. Mauricio Shogun, the only way I see him winning this if he darts in and catches OSP with something. But as we saw in Shogun's last few fights, he kind of gasses out later in the fight, and I could see that happening in this one. So OSP, he is a heavy favorite, but I like him to finish this fight. I don't think this goes all 3 rounds. So give me OSP inside the distance. Last time I checked, you get at minus 110. So those are pretty solid odds. I think he KOs him here.
Yeah, this is gonna be like you said, it's another fight. We got two more legends in the game. You got Shogun Rua. I remember him fighting everybody back in the day. I mean, some of the most phenomenal fights ever. Actually, this fight took place already, like you said. Didn't last that long. I think it was OSP knockout first round within like the first minute, So a lot of people thought that, hey, let's see what happened if this fight would have got played out again. Found out in media today they actually did. They tried to book that before in Japan or something in 2016, I think, and it didn't happen then. So they actually tried to book this fight once again just to see about how the rematch would play out. But this time it's way too late for Shogun, man. My last time seeing him in the fight, he was tapping out on strikes. You don't tap out when you're getting hit in the face. He literally was tapping out because somebody was punching him. So that ain't a good look. OSP on the other side, man, he done went up to heavyweight, tried it up there, came back to light heavyweight. Now he's down here. He has that famous OSP choke, man. He gets you in this OSP St. Peru choke. It's crazy. You can't get out of it, man. So he's a great wrestler when he wants to do it. Collegiate athlete. He was a football player before that. On the feet, not a real good striker, but when it comes to Shogun, I think he has enough to put him out night. So I'm on the OSP side. He's a big favorite, minus 260. He is a parlay piece. So if you guys want a solid parlay piece, you can definitely get OSP. Another prop that I would probably go with, I would go with one Brad just said, OSP inside the distance, because that's exactly how I see Shogun getting finished.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, OSP is definitely a great parlay piece in here. My lottery pick parlay is definitely going to have him in there. So, definitely agree with you there. But let's keep it moving. Next fight is going to be an absolute banger. I mean, two guys who always bring it, Michael Chandler versus Tony Ferguson. And this is crazy. I mean, Tony Ferguson, look, man, at one time he was on that 13-fight winning streak. He was supposed to fight Khabib a couple times. That never happened. And some people actually thought that he was the guy to beat Khabib. Look, as time went on, I don't think that was true. But back in the day, it looked like no one could beat Tony Ferguson. Then he has that war with Justin Gaethje, and just the hype has died down since from there. I mean, he lost to Oliveira, Justin Gaethje, and who else did Tony lose to? Who was his last? Oh, it was Dariush. And that was all three were just bad beatings. I mean, he's lost like 11 rounds in a row. So, I mean, Tony Ferguson's career has kind of just dropped off ever since that Gaethje beating. When it comes to Michael Chandler, I mean, the dude's an animal. He also lost to Justin Gaethje in his last fight. But man, I'm going to have to go with Michael Chandler in this one. The only chance I see Tony Ferguson winning is if he somehow submits him. Things get squirrely on the ground and Tony Ferguson catches him with something. But I just don't see that happening. Michael Chandler is a huge favorite in this one. I can't do that money line. This could be a good parlay piece too. But look, this is a 3-round fight. We know Tony Ferguson is tough as hell. We saw him in that arm bar against Oliveira. Looks like his arm was about to snap. Stuck with that. So Tony Ferguson could get knocked out, but I'm going to roll with this Chandler via decision. You could get it at plus 240, which I think is amazing odds. If this was a 5-round fight, I don't think it would last all 5, but 3 rounds, I think Tony Ferguson could last in those 3 rounds. So, and I don't know if you saw him on media day either, but he's fighting with the chip on his shoulder. He's pissed at the UFC and things like that. So I think Tony Ferguson loses, but I think he's able to toughen it out. So give me Chandler via decision.
Chandler via decision.
Yep.
I like that. You definitely going to be able to get some plus money on that one right there, man.
Mm-hmm. Plus Damn. 240.
What is it?
Plus 240.
Whew,
not bad.
240.
Yeah,
not bad at all, man. When we talk about this fight right now, this is a fight that definitely should be a main event on any card. This is a fight that should have took place probably maybe a year or two ago too. A fight that should have happened. You got Michael Chandler coming in, making his debut in the UFC, phenomenal fashion versus Dan Hooker, knocked him out. What'd he do after that? Fought for the title versus Charles Oliveira. Was this close to winning? This close. Had him knocked down. Just couldn't finish him. Second round comes around. What'd he do? He gassed out just like he did in his other fights previously in Bellator. So he was that close from being the champion. Then after that, takes a fight with Justin Gaethje. Everybody had Justin Gaethje in that fight. Michael Chandler gave him a great fight. The fight went the distance. A lot of cappers thought that the fight wouldn't go the distance. So that's pretty much Michael Chandler's career right there in UFC. On the other side, you got Tony Ferguson over here. I mean, he's definitely not looking like playing a part, on a 3-fight losing streak. But let's just rewind that, you know, and let's look at the opponents that he's fighting. Benair Dariush, damn near, you know, he would be fighting for the title versus Islam Makhachev, you know, to see who's next for that. Taking a loss to Justin Gaethje, you know, where he was looking good in the first round. It was actually a war in that, you know, no disrespect in that, you know. So the people that he's losing to is definitely championship quality. And let me just talk to you guys, man. Tony Ferguson is the type of fighter that everybody loves. He was the guy that everybody was saying could beat Khabib. He was the guy that everybody wanted to watch during COVID. He was the pre-Conor, the Conor's not going to fight. I'm back in Tony Ferguson. He was on an 11-fight win streak. Tony Ferguson is the man. Made his debut from the Ultimate Fighter on Brock Lesnar's team. I've been following him ever since then. He has that nasty, vicious shit. He's a real fighter, you know. Let's talk about this betting line. Michael Chandler minus 410. Come back on El Kukui. Tony Ferguson plus 300. Oh, man. When you ask me who's my favorite fighters, Tony Ferguson used to be right there. When you ask me who's my man, I tell you Michael Chandler. Wait till he gets in the UFC and wait till you see what he's going to do. I remember going back and forth with him on Twitter, telling him, hey, you need to come on in the UFC. He replied back to me about like 3 years ago. We'll see what happens. Knew he was a free agent coming up. Been following this guy. Championship pedigree. Fights with Eddie Alvarez over there at Bellator. Fights with Will Brooks. The one thing about it is, man, he's even a bigger man outside the ring. You know what I mean? Adopting children that need and everything like that. Shout out to him, man. Real champion in my eyes. But back to the fight. Forget those gambling lines, man. This is the fight that every man wants to see, man. Is Michael Chandler better than Tony Ferguson? These lines are a disrespect to Tony Ferguson, man. When you're talking about some of the best in the division, you're looking at Michael Chandler. You're talking about Tony Ferguson. So I'm a biggest Michael Chandler fanboy. When you talk about fanboy, Michael Chandler is my man. I bet him every time. I've been backing this guy since Bellator. Tony Ferguson, though, I just feel he's getting disrespected. And there's no way I can bet Michael Chandler at a minus 400 or a minus 350 because I know how my boy fights. In the second round, he looks for ways out. You know, and sometimes you can't fix that. He's on Instagram taking pictures and shit, talking about his body fat. You know, if you see this guy's physique is can't even say it no better. Talking about his body fat is at a 4%, and it went from like a 12%, doing the progress from 3 months ago to now, right? But what is that going to help you within the ring and the cardio and shit? I don't think anything. Because when I see all that, you tend to quit, you know, in these fights. El Kukui, he has that gas tank to get his ass whooped and keep going. I'm on Tony Ferguson to win this fight, man.
Oh, you're crazy.
I think Tony Ferguson is going to win the fight. Yes. Right. So it hurts me to say that, okay? Because even when I said it, it's like,
how do you think it happens? You think he just outworks him? You think he finishes him?
Look, man, I think he can actually finish him late in the rounds, man. Tony Ferguson, trust me on this, man. He got back with his old coaches, man, Eddie Bravo and stuff. He said his coaches was confusing him last time in the ring. His coaches was telling him not to throw a jab, but then they were telling him to knock him out. He's like, yeah, I look like I was frozen there, right? So it's like, yeah, he's back to Tony Ferguson using that jab, using that pace. He has that cardio. He has that output. Once Chandler gets tired, it doesn't matter what's coming. He starts to just kind of do this. And I've been watching my man for 10 years. So I know, you know, like he just does this and just waves off. So, and drops, you know. I think Tony Ferguson is going to surprise a lot of people this week. Call me crazy, call it what you want. But, man, I think Tony Ferguson's going to win this fight.
Hey, respect to you, man. You're putting your neck out there for your boy Tony Ferguson. And look, if Tony wins, I'll be happy for the guy, man. I love when Tony Ferguson is on top. It's been sad to see him on the downfall these last 3 fights. So, hey, respect to you for that pick. But I don't know. He just looked rough in those last 3 fights, but he was fighting world-class talent. So we will see. We will see. That is an interesting pit there, to say the least, on my end, I would say. But hey, good luck, Mills. Good luck on that one. Good
Hey,
plus
that
money though.
emoji.
I see where
Hey,
the value is. I see where the value is. So
yep, yep.
hey,
Next fight. What we got for the next one, Brad?
yeah, let's roll it on. The first title fight of the night. We're going with the ladies, the strawweights. Rose versus Carla Esparza. I mean, I love this fight. Rose, personally, my favorite female fighter, just so technical on the round, has a cool persona as well. And then, these ladies did fight back in 2014. I think it was for the Tough Championship or whatever. I don't know what year or what season that was exactly, but Carla Esparza did win that fight. And, it's actually pretty wild to see Rose's career from that loss, how she just took off from there. She took some losses in between, but I mean, this girl's an absolute animal. When it comes to like her, she beat Joanna, held the title for a little bit, and then there's that Jessica and Josh fight where she got slammed. I mean, she was winning that whole fight. I think that was a fluke win on Jessica and Josh's part. So, I mean, her time as a champion, in my opinion, has been flawless if you do take out that fluke loss. And yeah, I don't know. I think this is going to be a tough fight for Carla Esparza. She has been on a great run. I mean, she does have the wrestling advantage, probably the best wrestler in the strawweight division, but
Facts.
yeah.
Definitely the best wrestler in the strawweight division. I'll take it even a little further. Probably the best wrestler in women's MMA that we know as a pure wrestler. Keep going.
Yeah, pure wrestling, just super elite. But look, even if Carla Esparza is able to take down Rose, Rose is a girl who's able to get up. Her fight IQ is incredible on the feet and on the ground. So and she threats submission. So I think if Carla Esparza does take her down, she's just going to be throwing up crazy submissions, trying to triangle her, armbar her, do anything until she gets up on the feet. She's not the type of girl just to stay there and just stay in guard. So even if Carla Esparza does take Rose down, I think she's able to get up. And on the feet, it's not going to be good for Carla Esparza. I think Rose wins this fight. I think we see a flawless fight from her, as we've seen before in her last few fights. So give me Rose money line. I love that as a parlay piece, but I think she wins this fight via decision. Rose does have power, as we've seen. She slept some girls in her past, but yeah, with it being a female fight, you could get via decision at plus 140. I love that there. So yeah, I think Rose wins this one via decision all day.
Yeah, man. Talking about it, man. Rose Namajunas opened up on the books minus 165. Now she's all the way at a minus 200 out there on your books. Carla Esparza, aka the Cookie Monster, taking on Rose Namajunas, aka Thug Rose, just off the nicknames. Which way you think I'm gonna go, man? We'll see. But man, when it comes to it, man, these girls are pioneers in the sport. Some of the ones that actually brought women's MMA to the table on here. What I mean to the table on here is they was fighting on the Ultimate Fighter. There were people that I was following back then. When Rose had braids, with the dreads, with the long hair. Carla Esparza, I want to say she was the first champion that won it. I think she fought Claudia Gadelha. Could be wrong. I don't know. It's a long time ago. Ain't got time for that. Let's talk about this fight though, man. Carla Esparza on a 5-fight winning streak. Put some respect on her, right? Got to, man. She's been waiting for this title fight. She beat Rose already. Can she do it again? Shit, I don't know, man. Let's talk about Rose for a minute, man. She done fought Jessica Andrade. She done fought Wheeler Zhang. She done fought Joanna Jacek. I mean, and all these people, she didn't look good when she won against them, one of those fighters to where, she's married to Pat Barry, one of those guys that helps her train, while she's at home too. Over there with Trevor Whitman, over that Extreme Couture, I want to say. Is it Extreme Couture? I don't know, but she's over there with Trevor Whitman and Justin Gaethje and Kamaru Usman training with killers in Denver, Colorado. She's one of those girls to where she was an all-around athlete in high school. Seen a video on her running track, doing some crazy stuff like that. Plays the piano, doesn't care what the people think. Cut off her whole hair just to say, "Hey, this is me." So Thug Rose. Give me some Thug Rose right now, man. Cookie Monster, she's in for it right now, man. A lot of people think she's going to be able to get her down to the ground, and, I don't. The boxing of Thug Rose is superior, so I actually think you're going to be seeing a finish. So I already played Thug Rose minus 165. Now she's a little bit too high, but I would like to give out a prop. I would say Thug Rose finishes by TKO or finishes inside the distance. That'd be a play I like right there, man.
Yeah, and you probably get good odds on that. I could see that too. But yeah, the thing about Carla Esparza too. Look, she's had this great run, this 5-fight winning streak. But the fighters she's fought hasn't been like a Weili Zhang or a Jessica Andrade or a Joanna. They're all good girls that she's beat, but no one I would say at that top tier level. So I think she's in a rude awakening fighting Rose. And like you said about Trevor Whitman, that's always a factor. The dude knows how to coach. He knows how to make adjustments if things go wrong. So I think everything is on Rose's side for this one. So I totally agree there.
Yes, sir, man. Before we get on to the last one, the main event, man, run through the chat real quick and let them know what you got going at Pickdawgz for all your picks and stuff. Cause man, you've been killing it on here, man. I see you on the leaderboards.
Hey, you see me there. Hey, yeah. I mean, look, when it comes to Pickdawgz, you could catch me and Mills's picks every day, our premium picks. Like I say every time, we wake up early. We're on the West Coast here. We got to wake up early to make these picks. These are picks that I put my time in. This is what I wake up for. I say it every time. So check out our premium picks, affordable pricing, things like that. I know Mills has been killing it as well, especially his MMA picks. My MMA premium picks, they're going to start soon. They are going to start soon, and it's going to be cool to see me and Mills who gets on more units this year. I'm excited to see, making a little competition. So when it comes to the comments, though, we do have some comments in here, and we have some people agreeing with you when it comes to El Kukui, which is, oh man, I think you guys are crazy. I'm not gonna lie, you guys are crazy.
Hey, that's the good thing about MMA, man. It's usually some crazy shit that happens, you know. And
that's true. I mean, Andy says Tony by split. Hey, who knows? Stay H, Tracy Cortez. Look, that's Mill's pick. Everyone's going against me today. I'm the dark horse on this episode, so we will see. What's up, James? He's on Brandon Royale. I would agree. He also likes your shades, man. So thanks for the guys. Thank you guys for commenting, though. We're about to get into the main event, though. Things are about to get absolutely real. You got anything to say before we get to this absolute banger, Mills?
Man, everybody out there, man. I know you guys are going to be watching this on the replay and everything like that, man. It's our 4th week going strong, man. We've been providing you with free content, free pick, free everything. Only thing we ask for you guys is to hit that like and hit that subscribe. If you guys like this content, man, all you got to do is hit those likes and subscribe, and we're going to keep doing this content every single week for you guys, man. And also put out your best plays and your picks in the comments too. I want to see what you guys are on so we can make some money. Just to keep you guys updated, man. I interviewed somebody last week who made over $600,000 betting just on MMA. So, if you guys want to see some more stuff like that, check out my Instagram or my Twitter. That's MMA Locker Room right there. So when I'm interviewing cappers like that, I'm trying to find out some more tips. So if you got some tips and some plays, go ahead and leave them in the comments right here on Pickdawgz.
There we go. I love it. All right, let's roll into it. The main event. Oh my gosh, man. I've been waiting for this fight. I just want this week to hurry up. It's Wednesday. I want it to be Saturday just for this fight. Charles Oliveira versus Justin Gaethje for the lightweight title. And man, this is a crazy one. I've enjoyed watching Oliveira's run over the last couple of years. His title run. It's been a little over a year now, and it's been amazing to see what he's done. Early in his career, he took some losses. He stuck with it. He continuously evolved as a fighter, so that's great to see. He is coming off that win against Poirier. A lot of people thought DP was going to win that fight. I cashed in on Oliveira. I love Charles Oliveira in that fight, and now he has to fight Justin Gaethje, though. I mean, Justin Gaethje, what could I say about him? The dude's never in a boring fight. This could be fight of the year. I could see that right here. It's definitely most likely going to be fight of the night. Any fight that Justin Gaethje is in is going to be crazy. This is a pick that I don't know if a lot of people are going to agree with, but I like Justin Gaethje to win this fight in this one. I mean, if we look in Oliveira's past fights, he's got knocked out. He's got knocked out, or not knocked out, but he's got finished.
Knocked down.
Yeah, he's got knocked down. He's got TKO too. I mean, in that fight against Chandler, he looked a little iffy in that round 1. Did end up, coming back and winning, which is something that he is known for. But I just don't see that happening in Justin Gaethje. I mean, Oliveira in the past, he got finished by Cowboy, Cub Swanson. Also got finished by Max Holloway, which are all good guys. But we've seen this guy get finished, and when you're talking about Justin Gaethje, this man finishes people. So. Look, the fact that you could get plus money on Justin Gaethje, I love that here. I think he's just going to be able to bring the pressure like he did with the Tony Ferguson, like he did with Michael Chandler, just be relentless. And unless he gets, caught in submission or something like that, I think he's just able to outstrike him and just bring the power and overwhelm Charles Oliveira. So Give me Justin Gaethje money line. I'm very interested to see your take in this fight.
Yeah, man. Banger of a fight, man. Championship. This is definitely what championships are made of right here. Charles Oliveira opened up, I want to say, heavy favorite, slight favorite, whatever you want to call it. I call it just a favorite. It was minus 160. Now he's all the way up to a minus 185 out there on your lines. The motherfucking champ is here. Charles Oliveira. Put some respect. This guy's on an 11-fight win streak. He hasn't lost since I don't know when, man. And he looks like one of those fighters to where you see, oh, I could beat him. Oh, I can do this. You get out there in that octagon, you might even drop him a few times, but he doesn't quit. He's a fighter. So fought back a couple of times after being dropped. Now he has the belt, doing what he has to go all the way. So I think he's on a path right now, man. I don't think Justin Gaethje has enough what it takes to take the belt from him right now. They both train at good camps right now. He trains at Pickdawgz. I want to say, you already know the Trevor story, Trevor Whitman over there with Justin Gaethje, what they're doing over there. But I see holes in Justin Gaethje's game right now. He's one of those fighters to where he goes all out and gets reckless at times, so he can be beat. So I actually got Charles Oliveira right here, and I actually think he wins inside the distance as well.
All right, okay, going with Big Charles. We'll see, man. I don't know if that fight looks like anything like it was with Chandler or Tony Ferguson. I just think it's going to be a tough night for Oliveira. I don't know. Do you see him like submitting him, or what are you thinking here? How do you think this ends? I would getting KO'd. I just don't see it.
I actually think he submits him here. Okay. I actually think he could get his back easily on here. So I actually think he's going to be submitting him in this fight. So I actually would play Charles the Bronx wins inside the distance as well in this fight right here. But I will say this, man. Charles Oliveira, he's there to be hit. And Justin Gaethje, he brings fucking lightning when he does. And those leg kicks are vicious as hell. So, I'm not too convinced saying like there's no way he can lose or it's a lock or anything like that. But I just got to go with the guy that's on an 11-fight win streak. And, the guy who has, I think, one of the most finishes in UFC right now, Charles Oliveira. So until something else happens, I can't go against him right now.
Okay. No, I feel that. Hey, let's roll into best pick, best dog, lottery pick. What you feeling for your best pick?
Oh, man, best pick on the card, man. My best pick on the card, I'm going to go ahead and give you a fighter, man. So, like I said, I'm going to just go ahead and give it out there, man. I can't go against him, man. Give me some Rose Namajunas, man. That's my best pick on the card. I think she's just in a league of her own, legendary when it comes to it.
Yep, I agree. I like that pick there. I'm going to go I'm going OSP. It is a little juicy. I think he wins no problem, but if you want to knock those odds down a little, I like inside the distance. I think he finishes Shogun here. What about best dog?
My best dog right now, I go ahead and give you guys Journey Newsom, man. I got him when he locked up at a plus 145. Now it's at a plus 120. He's taking on Fernie Garcia. I want to say that's the first fight of the night. So that'll be my best dog.
Gotcha. I like Journey as well. Lottery pick, or actually, no, I had to get my best dog out. What am I doing here? Justin Gaethje money line. I just talked about it. I really think he wins this fight. This is Justin Gaethje's time. So, yeah, give me Gaethje there. What you feeling for your lottery pick here?
Lottery pick, I got a 2-pick parlay. Nothing that's going to get you nothing crazy back on, just something that I could go ahead and go after and I'm confident in and I'm trying to win. Give me Lupita Goodness, money line minus 170 with Clayton Rodriguez. It comes back on that at a plus 110. So that'd be my 2-fighter parlay. Clayton Rodriguez and Lupita Goodness.
Gotcha. Yeah, and when it comes to me, this is honestly my best pick if you team up these 3 fighters. I like Rose money line, OSP money line, and Michael Chandler money line. I'm definitely going to hit the window with that. That's honestly, like I said, my best pick is OSP, but when it comes to odds and things like that, I think those 3 fighters win no problem. So give me that there.
Yeah, that's a solid lottery pick. That's usually something I would go with. But like I said, I just couldn't do it this time. I couldn't do it with the Michael Chandler. Not that big. Like I said, I bet him every single time. But I just can't. I can't at that price tag, and I can't just at the story that's out there and seeing Tony. Tony looks like he's dialed in, man. Like I said, he's been dealing with a lot of like mental stuff, man. But he's dialed in right now, so I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not even gonna be surprised or anything like that. So it's fucking Tony Ferguson, man. Come on now.
Hey, I feel you. Respects to Tony. If you knock off Chandler though, Rose money line, OSP money line, that's a good parlay too. I feel like that'll come out to like even odds. So, shoot, you got me thinking about Tony now. So I may knock Chandler off, but no, I'll probably stick with Chandler on there.
Hey, stick to it. Always stick to your gut, man. I learned that the wrong way.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, Collier did win that fight, man.
Bro, that was some bullshit, bro.
Now you want to hear a quick story about that before we go?
Yeah.
You say Collier won that fight, right?
Yeah.
Watch this. Everybody else who voted on like everybody's page on the voting system said he won that fight. Now watch and listen to this, and this is why I got to pay attention and check out my page. The guy that I was interviewing gave us that play before the fight happened. He said, player Arlovski wins by decision and play fight goes the distance.
That's crazy.
There's no way he won that fight though, right?
There's no way he won that fight. What's up with that guy?
Like, come on now. He won. This is a guy that won $600,000. Watch this. He won $600,000 off of a UFC fight 2 weeks ago. That fighter that he that lost the fight off of DQ is no longer in the UFC, and it was his debut.
All right, that guy's out to something.
Think about that.
That's
the guy
weird.
that lost the fight off of a DQ, making his debut, is no longer in the UFC.
That sucks.
And the guy that 600,000. Stay tuned, man. Hey, man, Pickdawgz, man, we got it all for you right here, man. This is the best betting gambling site out here. Why? Because we give you all free picks, free videos. You got Money Mitch doing his 7 picks in 5 minutes. You got one of the best hockey shows out here. Where do they even do hockey shows? Right here on Pickdawgz. I want to say it's 12 p.m. Pacific time mine. That's the Puck Dog Show with Joe Madden. Besides that, you got the drive-through hosted by Tony T and Chris R. Man, they coming through all the time, man. So Pickdawgz, keep it here. Keep it locked. Leave us some likes in the comments, man. Until then, tell a friend and tell a friend. Pickdawgz. We'll be back next week killing it again.
Yes, sir. Have a good night, my friends.